Welcome to Supernatural Japan, the podcast where we dive deep into the myths, legends, and mysteries of Japan. I'm your host, Kevin O'Shea, and today we're looking at two animals that hold a special place in Japanese folklore and culture. Not ghosts, not monsters, but creatures believed to bring luck, prosperity, and even a touch of the supernatural. We're talking about the turtle, or kame, and the carp, or koi. At first glance, you might not think of them as supernatural. After all, turtles are slow-moving and humble, and carp are just colorful fish. But in Japan, they carry centuries of meaning, symbols of longevity, perseverance, and transformation. And in legends, these animals sometimes take on roles that blur the line between the natural and mystical. In Japanese folklore, turtles are far more than just reptiles you might see basking on a rock at a local pond. The turtle, or kame, is considered one of the most auspicious animals in East Asia. It's often linked with longevity, wisdom, and stability. One of the oldest myths describes the minogame, or the straw-tailed turtle. This creature is said to live for thousands of years, so long that algae and seaweed grow from its shell, trailing behind it like a long, flowing tail. Seeing the minogame was thought to be a sign of great fortune and peace. In art and shrines, you'll find turtles carved alongside cranes. The crane representing 1,000 years of life and the turtle symbolizing 10,000. Together they embody an almost immortal lifespan. But the turtle just isn't a symbol. It plays a role in Japan's cosmology as well. In Shinto and Buddhist traditions, the turtle is associated with protection. Some shrines dedicated to the Benzaiten, the goddess of water and fortune, even keep live turtles in their ponds. This belief is that turtles guard the temple grounds and bring blessings to visitors. There's also a darker, more mysterious turtle story, and that's the famous legend of Urashima Taro, a fisherman who saves a turtle from harm, and in return, it takes him to the Dragon Palace beneath the sea. He spends what feels like a few days there, in a paradise of wonders, only to return to the surface to find that hundreds of years have passed. The turtle here isn't just a symbol of good luck. It's a guide to another realm, where time itself flows differently. Now let's move from the slow and steady turtle to the powerful carp, or koi. Carp hold a special place in Japanese imagination, symbolizing strength, determination, and transformation. The koi's fame comes from an old Chinese legend adopted into Japanese folklore. The carp that swims upstream and leaps over the Dragon's Gate waterfall transforms into a dragon. This story became a metaphor for perseverance. The idea that if you keep pushing forward, no matter how strong the current, you can achieve greatness. And this is why koi are especially tied to boys and young men in traditional culture. On Children's Day in Japan, or Kodomo no Hi, families fly colorful carp-shaped windsocks called koinobori. Each carp represents a child in a family swimming upward, striving for success in life. Now, even my own family, when we lived in Japan, we had koinobori carp streamers on our veranda outside of our apartment in Kobe, Japan, because of course my oldest child is a son. And everywhere we lived since then, different parts of the world, China, Malaysia, you name it, we'll always hang a koinobori from our veranda, our balcony, around the time of Kodomo no Hi. But koi also have supernatural elements. In some legends, koi are thought to have the power to live for centuries, even 1,000 years. Certain ancient ponds in Japan are said to contain immortal koi. There's even a famous one at Shinto shrines, supposedly hundreds of years old, guarded carefully by monks who see the fish as sacred. The koi's transformation into a dragon connects it to the realm of the supernatural. Dragons in East Asian tradition are often depicted as water deities, rulers of rivers and rain. The koi, humble as it may seem, has a potential to become something otherworldly, a bridge between the mundane world and the divine. Even today, turtles and koi are present in daily life across Japan. In gardens and temple ponds, you'll often see koi gracefully swimming, their bright colors, red, white, gold, and black, adding life and meaning to the water. They aren't just decoration, they're living symbols of luck and perseverance. Turtles, meanwhile, can be found at folklore festivals, shrine statues, and even modern pop culture. The idea of the turtle as an ancient, wise being continues in manga, anime, and games. It's not unusual to see a turtle character portrayed as a sage or a koi spirit transforming into something greater. Even in business, these animals carry weight. A restaurant might keep a koi pond to attract fortune, or a family might keep a turtle in their garden pond for blessings. Now, when I worked in Akashi, Japan, not far from Kobe many years ago, I would often take my students to a large park filled with ponds. In Akashi Park, we would see turtles, big and small, every day, me and my students. And they brought wonder and a sense of joy to all of us. But in those days, I didn't realize the symbolic importance of them in Japanese culture. They were just simply cool reptiles to me. When we look at the turtle and the carp, we see more than just animals. We see two sides of the human spirit. The turtle, slow and steady, represents patience, endurance, and the wisdom of long life. It shows us that fortune comes for those who wait, who persist, who carry the weight of the years with grace. The carp, on the other hand, is all about struggle and transformation. The courage to swim against the current, to leap towards greatness, and to believe that even the smallest creature can become something divine. Together, they're not just lucky animals. They're spiritual guides embodying values deeply rooted in Japanese culture: resilience, hope, and the mystery of life itself. And that's all for today's journey into the supernatural side of Japan. If you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to subscribe to the Supernatural Japan podcast wherever you get your podcasts. And please leave an amazing review and a rating. I would really appreciate that. Of course, please come on over to social media and follow the Supernatural Japan on Instagram at Supernatural Japan Podcast, where you'll see lots of pictures of koi and turtles, as well as things from all the different episodes of the podcast. Come on over there. We have a Facebook group as well. Check the links in the show notes below. You can follow me, your host, Kevin O'Shea, when my voice isn't cracking like it just did. You can follow me on social media as well. I'm very active on Blue Sky and on X at Mad for Maple. Again, I also post on the Supernatural Japan Facebook page and the Instagram. So go check out all those spaces. Definitely ones worth checking out. I would appreciate your help. Please help the podcast grow. When I post something, please repost it. Please share it around. You have the power through your social media, through your connections, your friendships, to grow the Supernatural Japan podcast as well. I also have a YouTube channel at Busan Kevin. You can come and check that out. And I have kicked off my own kind of personal diary, Life Abroad in Asia podcast. This is my 23rd year living outside of Canada. That's called Tales from Kevin. Very different than this podcast, but maybe something you'd be interested in. The links will be below. You can find that anywhere you'll find podcasts as well. The Tales from Kevin podcast. Again, that's my own kind of personal diary podcast. If you want to get to know more about me, Kevin O'Shea, the host of this podcast, that's where you can find out all the ins and outs of my life. And, I think I live a pretty interesting life. Well, that's it. So next time, we'll explore more legends, mysteries, and hauntings from across Japan's rich folklore. And until then, watch the rivers, watch the ponds, and maybe you'll just catch a glimpse of a turtle trailing seaweed or a carp leaping for the skies. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you all next week.